right, we're back in the shop and we're back at it again. And what we're going to do is another, what do you do with all the leftover hackle? And I'm going to show you. Right now we're starting out with a 16th ounce round ball number 4 jig head in the vise, painted chartreuse and red powder paint. And we are going to start out with our hairline dubbing hardest hole head cement. Put a pretty good sized coating on that. And I was going to use a lot of red in this. I didn't have red that was heavy enough. 210 ultra thread. I didn't have that in red. All I had it in was white, but we're going to doctor that up. And I've been watching a lot of fly tires that do this, and we're going to start doing it. Might save you some money on having to run out and buy different color threads. White is almost the only color you need. Let me show you. So we're going to start out wrapping that jig head all the way down to the point of that hook. We're going to stop about halfway down right there. We're going to cut that tag end off. And what we're going to be tying is a mop jig. We're going to be using the mop chenille as our body. Well, as our tail. We're going to start it about right there. Tie back down to the point of the hook. Come back up about halfway. Stop again. Now we're going to add some red chenille. Right up close to the point of the hook, and I've already stripped the ends off to where I've got just the thread hanging out right there. So let's get that thread strapped in. And then we're going to tie that red chenille back in just a little bit with our mop tail. Right there, we're going to pull that bobbin down. We're going to set that red off to the side. We're going to coat our jig one more time. Brush a little more head cement on there. And let's start wrapping. So we're going to overlap that chartreuse mop we got on there. And we're slightly going to overlap all of our reds. All right, we're going to get right there to the end. We're going to pull that chenille down, and we're going to give it a couple good wraps to help secure it. Let's go one more over on that side. Pull that down, get it out of our way, and we're going to take our scissors. We're going to trim that chenille off. Get that little fuzzy out of there. Just like that. So since we are totally out of red 210 denier thread, we're going to take a Sharpie and we're going to color that thread up. I'm reaching back across the camera with this, and it's kind of difficult. Looks shaky, but it's just awkward as all get out. Let's go just a little bit more, because we're going to start using some of that leftover hackle. And we're going to spool some of that thread back up inside our bobbin. And we're going to tie down that loose stuff right there that I see. It's like that. So now that you got to the point, you got all this leftover hackle, what to do with it. We're going to take it and we're going to grab it right here toward the end, and we're going to pull all those fibers up. We're going to stretch it out. We're going to make them stand up. We're going to take the thick end of that feather and we're going to pull some of that material out. So that leaves you with just the stem of that feather right there. And we're going to get our bobbin back to where it needs to be. We're going to lay that stem right there. I'll start wrapping it in. Make sure it's good and tight. We're gonna pull that thread back out of that bobbin, and we're gonna color off about another 10 inches of it. And you can do that with any color. You can do it with black, you can do it with yellow, you can do it with blue, green. All it is just a normal Sharpie. All right, get our bobbin worked back up there. There it is. Now we're gonna go one more on this side. And then we're gonna start wrapping that hackle feather around the head of that jig. Like I said, I'm kind of on the wrong side here, what I normally do, so it's a little bit awkward. We go on that side of the thread, come back to that side of the thread, pulling those fibers up, come back on that side of the thread, that side one more time, and then let's run our bobbin back right through that spot right there. Pretty tight. Pull it back over one more time just to make sure we got it all good. Then we're gonna get our scissors in here. We're gonna cut off that. Push your thread back out of the way. You don't want to get to this point and end up cutting that thread loose. So now we got that. Now we're going to go back and we're going to do our normal whip finish. Let's color that thread just a little bit more because I see some white starting to sneak up on me. And like I said, it's a regular red Sharpie. We're gonna roll that bobbin back up, get our thread caught back up. There it is. Gonna pull it back out here, and we're gonna get our flip finish tool loaded up, and we're gonna keep it right on the other side of that eye. And we're gonna start rolling it in there. I'll pull it out and get that popped out right there. I can get up in there and do it. Boom! Cut it. So let's take a look at it. Let's see what we got. Other than the UV resin on the end of it. That's what we got. Kind of a little long, kind of a little carried away. Give it a haircut. Boom. Now, let's give it a test in the fish tank and see what it does. But that's our mop tail, hackle neck, crappie jig. Give me just a second here. We'll set that tank up and we'll see what we can do. All right, so we got our mop jig tied on. Let's see what kind of action we get. I think it looked pretty good. Maybe could have made the mop tail just a little bit shorter, but it actually come out pretty good. I like it. Thanks, YouTube. Appreciate you watching. Like, share, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think.